I'm in the big leagues, told him don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog.
Welcome back to another episode of CED Connects. This is your host, Danny, and I'm here in North Hollywood at the Butter Store. CED Connects, cannabis entrepreneurial dialogues. Our mission is to create spaces for people of color, brands of color, and minorities in the cannabis industry to be able to share and educate our communities through storytelling and experiences. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, make sure to do that at CED_Connects. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube at CED Connects. And we're going to get into this. Again, we're in North Hollywood at Butter. We got a special guest in the building. We got the owner, social equity owner and operator of Butter here. We got Scooby in the building. What up, Scooby? How you doing, man?
Yeah, what up, y'all? Hey, thanks for having me, bro.
Of course, man. Of course.
Man, this has been a long time coming, bro.
It has,
By the way,
man.
this is my first podcast ever.
Sheesh.
One of one.
There you go.
One of one, y'all.
There you go.
So what's up, bro? How you been, man?
I'm good, man.
Thanks for having me, dog.
No,
I really
for sure.
appreciate you, man.
You know, when I came across the shop,
Yeah.
it was shout out to Susie because she's the
Hey,
one that hit
Susie,
me
I
up.
appreciate you.
So,
I do.
when-
Umo, get Umo. And you can find Umo at Butter, too.
There you go, and we'll
You know what I mean?
definitely get Umo here.
Let's
but
go.
when she shared with me about the new show, she was like, "Hey, you should go check out this new store, North Hollywood. They're social equity, they're Latino owned."
That's right.
And when I looked it up, I was like, "Oh shit, I know this cat."
Hey.
Like I remember meeting this cat years ago,
Bro, years.
And so that shit threw me off. Do you remember,
Bro,
when we met?
Yeah, I do remember. And I remember telling you I was about to quit my job, right?
Yup.
To restart, because I was already in the cannabis before. I had to stop, and then I got out. When I met you, I was about to get back into it, but I was at work, and I was like deciding to quit my job, and that's when I was like telling you about it. So
Yeah, all through that run.
it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. All that run, man. And so just a little backstory for everyone. So I was a big runner before, and I would go to different community spots to go run in these running groups.
Hey, we run LA. Shout out, we run LA.
We run LA, and that's where we met. There was a community run with We Run LA, and that's where I ran into Scooby.
That's right.
And
You can't tell, bro, because I got heavier, dog. But
Yeah,
I used to run a lot. I used to be on the 5Ks. I was in the running crew.
Same, man. I ran 2 marathons.
Hey.
Like, yeah, same shit, man.
I feel it, dog.
But it gets so.
Hey, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Brandy Garcia because she was the one setting up the runs, and I was working with her at K-Day.
Okay.
And she put me on the We Run LA.
Yeah.
And that's why my Instagram is Scooby Runs LA. Go ahead and follow me, Scooby Runs LA on Instagram, because of We Run LA.
Yeah,
and because
and
of the running crew.
she's in Texas, no? She's in Houston.
She's in Texas. She's
or
killing
San Antonio,
it,
I
bro.
think. San Antonio.
Yeah, she's killing it.
Yeah.
Dog. She's a great radio host. And shout out to her. Appreciate you.
For sure. But let's go back. So what we like to do in this episode, we like to really, dive deep and find out a little more about you, brother. So share with us, where did you grow up? What was your upbringing like? And what was cannabis behind?
Bro, I grew up in Van Nuys, North Hollywood area.
Okay.
Once I landed here in the LA area from Brazil when I was 11, I end up
From Brazil?
Bro, I'm originally from Brazil.
Oh, shit. You're the first Brazilian I've ever met.
Hey.
I've never met a Brazilian in my life.
Well, muito prazer.
Thank you.
Muito prazer.
Thank you.
Então, so when I came from Brazil, we ended up living here in Woodman and Kittredge, which is here in Van Nuys, and that's been kind of like where I grew up. Van Nuys, North Hollywood. I went to the Lancers, which is Grand High School.
Okay.
And I went there for a couple of years, and I moved around a little bit, but that's kind of I grew up here in the Valley,
Sure.
San Fernando Valley.
Right. Okay. All right. So you're home.
Bro, this is home base right here, man.
Dang.
This is home base.
What does that mean? So what does it mean for you to like go through the path that you did, man, and have a store front in your hometown?
It's a huge accomplishment for me because back in 2013, I had a weed store here on like 2 blocks from here on Lancashire and Oxnard, the NoHo shop. So originally, when I applied for this license, like it was going to be called a NoHo shop because of that I had the shop here,
Right.
got closed down. And then I was like, yo, let's get another NoHo shop in. But then we call it Butter, but it's still like, this is my hood,
right. For sure. And we'll definitely get into it. But so
not like my hood, not like my hood, but like
right.
You know what I mean?
Let's get that right, because
feel me,
because
bro?
American Cholo will come through and be like, yo,
that's my homie right there, dog. So I don't want to get checked, dog. Hey, shout out American Cholo, pull up, dog. I got a sack for you right here, dog. So yeah, man, I like that guy, bro. But yeah, bro, that's not my hood. You know what I mean? Bro, I grew up here.
You grew up in this area, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't bang, dog. Like,
all right, but so.
My bad, dog.
That was a good tangent. All right, but so you're a social equity applicant.
Yeah, social equity.
Walk me through the steps that you needed to take to be able to be considered a social equity applicant.
So first of all, man, like it was like the social equity part was really hard for me to apply for, and it took me a long time. I lived in the neighborhood where it was there was like the war on drugs kind of affected it, and then I, growing up, I got into a lot of trouble with cannabis and other things, and that's how kind of I got it set up, But
got you.
But I applied for this license about 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
And I opened about 5 months ago.
Nice, man. Congrats on that. And I know that when we first talked, when we first met up, like just getting this spot was a mission.
Bro, the story for this spot where we at right here, man, it's a trip, bro. Because it's like it was meant to happen. It feels like to me, because originally we applied for this license at another address.
Okay.
And then I was paying rent there for 3 years.
Without any business going on. Just paying.
Just paying. It was $5,000 a month.
Damn.
And we're paying every month. So, and then through that process, my manufacturing spot got hit. We got robbed twice.
So you have other licenses?
I have a manufacturing and distribution license in Boyle Heights.
Okay.
And so I'm paying rent right there at this location here on Burbank and Oxnard. I'm sorry, Burbank and Lancashire. Paying rent there 5 months. I mean, $5,000 a month every month. And then when the time came and the city was like, yo, like, you good. Go ahead and get the landlord to sign the landowner attestation. So when I brought the paperwork to the dude, he wanted $200,000 to sign the paper. He's like, yo, man, you pay me $200,000 and then I'll sign the paper and you can take over the building.
Did he say why? Just because?
Just,
that's the nature of this beast with this industry, right?
In cannabis,
yeah.
Landlords think that you're making a killing, that is a gold mine, and it's not like that, bro.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's really rough. And especially for somebody like me that I don't come from any meaning. My family don't got money.
Right.
They never had money. It was a struggle to get to America. Like, we broke, you know what I mean? So it was really, really hard, So when the dude hit me with the $200,000, I knew that I had to find another place,
Right.
And then I only had a certain amount of time, so.
And you had to
and you had to stay in this area,
right?
So I started like meeting with landlords like every day. I just went knocking on doors every day, bro. Like every day, nonstop. I wake up 6 a.m, start driving around, and don't get home till like 11, 12, dog. Like every day for like 4 months. And then there's a spot actually next door, and I hit them up because there was a number outside. And I was like, yo, you guys want to partner up, or you want to work? You want to do something? I got the license. I need a place. And he's like, nah, dog, we good.
Just like that, like, snap. Nah, we're good. Forget it.
Nah, we're good. We're doing our own thing. So
yeah.
It's like, damn, that sucks. So I just left that. I made a left turn, and then I seen another for rent sign. And when I called that number, the lady picked up and she's like, Scooby. And I was like, you know me? It's like, yeah, like I know you.
Oh, damn. So
this place right here used to be the fabric outlet. It was open for over 30 years. And I used to buy fabric from her for like 5 years.
Right.
But I didn't know that she owned the building. So when I pulled up and I called the number, she already knew me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need a place. She's like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. That night, bro, we took the for rent sign and we started the process to move the license here.
Wow.
So it's been like, it's like meant to be, bro. It was like a lot of love,
Yeah. Dang, that's dope, man.
So, yeah,
I'm glad
dog.
it worked out that way because, you know, the shop is a beautiful shop. If
I
you guys
appreciate
haven't
it.
been in, you know, I love the environment. And what I honestly really like about this shop is it's unique in the sense that you're promoting your own brand, right?
Yeah,
You're
bro.
utilizing your other licenses.
It's unique too, bro, because this was built by hand.
There you
Everything
go.
you see right here is like stuff from Home Depot, dog. Like I built this myself, you know, because I didn't have no means to hire somebody. I called somebody he told me it was going to cost 30 grand to build out, like to make it look pretty. So I just went to Home Depot and just got a bunch of
did it
wood,
yourself.
you know, pulled the tools out, dog, just got right into it, you know,
That's
and
dope,
just
man.
kind of made it happen, you know.
That's great, man. And you know, and I think a lot of the consumers, the patients that come in need to hear this, right? So that
Bro.
they can like really see that, like make it, you know, it's already a homey feel, but that just makes it that much more.
Bro, this right here is a lot of sweat, tears. I mean, every day putting in work, like hard work, dog. Just hard work every day. And that's what has paid off for me. Just consistency, hard work, like every day, bro. No days off, no Christmas, no holidays, no birthdays, like none of that, bro. Just work. And it's paying off finally, but
It's
for
been
the
a minute.
last 3.5 years or longer, it's been really, really hard, bro. Like, you know.
Yeah, man. I could see it, bro. But like I said, man, like you're utilizing your other licenses.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I got a manufacturing distro.
You got all
I'm
those.
doing my own. I have my own edible line, the Mystery Baking Company. I've been doing that for over a decade now. I started with that first, you know.
You started with So share with us that, like, because that's one of the first companies. I remember you even reaching out to me like, hey, do you know anyone that's willing to drive, do this driving, do this and do that? Like, share with us that process of creating Mystery Baking.
Bro, Mystery Baking, bro, we started this back in 2010. That's when I first originally made like my first batch of brownies. And I used to call them Scooby Snacks because I've been Scooby for as long as I remember, you know. So I was working at a shop as a security here on Kester and Van Owen. And I was working there as a security. Somebody brought me some trim. I made some brownies, and that's kind of got me started, you know. But there's a whole other story. We can get to it on next time, but you know, it's a like long story. But basically, Mystery Baking started as the edibles, making Scooby Snacks. Then we end up opening the trap shops. Then we end up closing the trap shops, closing the edibles, then reopening again back in 2016. And then starting with the can of butter, peanut butter, honey, hazelnut.
That's the current line now, right?
That's the current line now. We got more stuff in the works.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma, we have a whole bunch of stuff, but
Hold on, you said Oklahoma.
yeah, we're in Oklahoma.
What's
too.
going on in Oklahoma?
Bro, Oklahoma, man, it's been a blessing, bro, honestly, because the whole time that we couldn't get licensed in California because it was really, really tough, we had to like move out of town and like go work somewhere else to like maintain, and then in order to like continue working in California, you know. So we had to leave. Me and my brothers went to Oklahoma. We worked over there, and then now that we got licensed over here, we're back here. We're over there.
So what?
You know?
So you have experience in two different markets. Share with me what are the biggest differences and takeaways from the Oklahoma market versus here in LA or in California?
In Oklahoma, people are like really, really nice. And you can come into a dispensary and talk to an owner and direct, you know.
Right.
Here in Cali is really hard. Like it's you gotta meet, you gotta set up the meeting, you gotta come and talk to them. It just takes much, much longer to meet the right person. You gotta know somebody.
To know somebody.
You know, so
to know someone.
It's a lot more of that in Oklahoma. People there like just open arms, you know. They want to meet you, they want to see your face, they want to get to know you.
Yeah.
And you know, it feels like really homey, you know. Like it's so I like that a lot. You know?
So it makes that much more sense as to why you're running the shop the way you do, because you were like already bred into that, like,
bro.
that,
I love that.
like you're
man.
bringing
like,
it.
You know, I love being like a friendly with people. I like making friends. You know, like I don't know. I just like people, man. I like human. I like the human race.
The human interaction.
You know what I mean?
and,
Like I have a big heart. I'm a big dude. I got a big heart, and you know, I like hugs. I like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just old fashioned, dog. Like I like hugs, and I like to call people and say hi to them, good morning, and I don't know. I have that in me, you know.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I've also noticed about the shop and how you promote is all the different artists and all the different influencers that have come in within the last. You mentioned you've been open for 5 months.
Yeah.
And within the 5 months, it feels like it's like every month someone's come in. You started off with Immortal Technique.
Yeah.
You had Reverie here. You had Concrete. You've had a bunch of folk coming through here.
Those are all my friends, you know. So you know, in my journey of life, I have met a lot of people, you know, and I like to stay in touch with them, and then so they all kind of blessed me to like try to help me promote the shop. They pulled up, you know, showed me love. Immortal Technique is a good friend of mine, and you know, he just wanted to bless me, dog. So
absolutely,
he had the, you know, the line outside, and
right.
You know what I mean? Like he brought the energy, and I really appreciate. Hey, shout out Immortal Technique, y'all.
There you go.
So you know, I like that dude a lot, man. So he's been real nice to me. Every time he's in town, he pulls up, takes pictures here. And last time he came, I was like, hey, dog, you know, like, you don't got to post pictures every time. Like, I just want you to know that, you know, because I don't want nobody come here and feel like they got to help me promote the shop. Like, he's like, nah, bro, it's all love. Like, so like, I don't know. Man. That was touching to me. You feel me? Because I was like, yo, man, like, I appreciate you saying that, because he wants to show the love, and that's dope, man. You know, it's like genuine, when people have the genuine love for you or for what you're doing. Yeah. And that's rare these days, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even when we were talking and you were like, yeah, Scooby, I'm gonna pull up and we're gonna do this and I was like, damn, man, that's dope, because you don't get that from people. Like, people don't want to help you these days, dog. Like, the way things are going in this world, like, it's like there's less and less of like humans trying to help humans, you know? Right. So whenever I do see that like happening, I'm really thankful, and I'm just like, I noticed, dog. So I appreciate you, dog.
Nah, for sure, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bro. And shout out to you, Immortal Technique, man. That's fucking dope.
Man, Immortal Technique, that bro.
Is dope.
I got another story about Immortal Technique. I'll say another time, dog.
I'm excited because I'm throwing it out there now. I'm saying Immortal Technique on the show. He's gonna now follow. He's gonna do all that. So I'm just waiting for once this episode drops.
Hey, Immortal, dog. They want you on the podcast. We want you on the show.
That's basically it. We want you on the show. We're gonna record it from right here.
Hey, pull up to the butter store. Yay, let's go. But yeah, man, but I appreciate you, dog. And I have some questions for you too, dog.
Shoot it.
So I know you've been in the industry now for a while, you know, and how is it treating you? Like, how have you been dealing with it, you know?
Dang, that's crazy. No one's ever asked me that, especially on the show.
Come on, bro.
That's crazy. No, thank you for that. You know, it's a grind, bro. It's hard. So I've, you know, touched on it a few times, you know, per episode, where I have, you know, a distribution license and I got, you know, things going on for myself. And it isn't what I thought it was going to be.
I feel it.
Like, I've had to pivot and move directions a ton of times, thinking, because I came from working with a brand.
Yeah. Right? Which one?
You know what? I'm gonna throw it out there.
Let's go. Come on.
I used to work for Lowell.
That's right.
So I worked for Lowell.
That's a good brand. Dog.
Yeah. I worked for Lowell, and I started from the bottom. Like, it wasn't one of those like where I already knew their team and like I kind of built with them. I was their first like official hire.
That's right.
And started off as a driver, and then from there I kind of like just moved my way up and learned. I applied myself to everything. I was having a baby on the way, so like I'm just trying to fucking get as many hours. In that time, I was just like, I just need the hours. I need the hours. I need the time so I can get that fat paycheck for this baby that's coming. Not really like thinking on like future, like what this is gonna mean later on. Right, but as shit just continued and kept rolling,
you
like
just dived in.
I was already fucking knee deep in that shit. That I was like, all right, well, cool. And then when 2020 hit and Clubhouse hit, that's when I found out about like not that many people really like a lot of folks are just starting to come online.
Yeah.
Right. A lot more folks, a lot more licenses are starting to come online, and not a lot of people know how to navigate the system or even like just compliance. Right. Because throughout that time, like when I first started, metric wasn't in place.
Yeah.
And then within that time, I had to learn metric as everything started going on, right?
For sure.
So not many people knew how to work with metric. And I was blessed enough to work with this company where if I fucked up, it was kind of like, yo, don't do that shit again.
I feel it.
But if
they give you some room for, you know.
they were, they had money, right? They had capital, right? And so as more and more licenses were coming online, that like people were tied up in capital, like yourself, right? Like you're already paying for a building that you're not even operating, right? And so I knew that. And so with all that being said, I was like, fuck, let me help people out that I know are coming online. And because a fuck up with labeling, a fuck up with whatever, that can cost a shit ton of money just seriously. To like that could make or break a company.
For sure.
So I was like, you know what? Let me give that back, right? And so Lowell got sold. Like they got huge. Lowell got big. They got sold. Everyone got let go. And so then I started consulting and I started helping other folks out. And then with that came an opportunity to own a license. Hey. And so I got the license and all I knew was last mile delivery. So I'm thinking like, all right, I'm gonna get into this license and do last mile delivery for other brands.
Yeah.
But I found out real quick that shit's not profitable, at least to start.
Yeah, I hear that.
You know what I mean? And so then I had to pivot to like, shit, well, what can we do? And I was like, well, fuck, I gotta sell bulk flour. But I've never sold bulk flour in the legal market. So I'm like, who the hell am I gonna sell it to? So I had to like start going out, building relationships, building trust with folks.
Bro, that's the number one thing, bro. That's the number one thing is like building relationships in any industry is huge. But in cannabis is a huge, huge thing because people want to work with people they trust, right? Cannabis has like a whole, you got to like trust who you're working with, you know? You could get robbed. I mean, a lot of things happen, bro. I've been robbed twice.
Right.
You know, so it's like, I get it, bro. Yeah. I totally understand what you're saying, bro. And whoever's watching, man, just pay attention because this dude's dropping game,
man. And so talking with, and shout out to Steven with Oh That's Filthy. Like we have our meetings about like where we want to go with just even the show, right? And making sure that we're really talking about these things and really like sharing these lessons, good and bad. Right? Like talking about these things and making it transparent for folks so that they can see like you touched on earlier, right? You touched on like people think that coming into this industry, we're racking up in dough and we're making money and we're doing this. And it's not like that, man.
Like that,
what's a lesson that you've learned in your journey?
Bro, one of the biggest lessons, it's and I learned this not too long ago. I learned this from the owner at Burners on Height.
Okay.
And Sean.
Shout out to Sean Richardson.
Shout out to Sean, man. We just did an event over there, the Puff Puff Paint in San Francisco. And I asked him, like, hey, bro, give me a good advice, dog. Like, you know,
right.
I just opened my shop. Like, he said, bro, keep your head on a swivel. And like, I didn't understand that at the very moment, but now I do get it. You got to be on top of everything.
Right.
You got to be looking at every angle, at every situation, at every opportunity. You just got to be willing to, you know, you got to keep looking. You can't just stay still and think things are going to happen. It's not going to happen. Nobody's going to come and save you. Like, you got to do the work. You got to keep looking. You got to keep searching. You got to keep, you know what I mean? Like, it's a constant, real. Like, it's a constant grind. Like, you got to keep going. You got to keep looking. You got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And then those that slow down, they get surpassed by the next person coming, you know?
Yeah.
And then that's how some brands get dropped because, you know, they kind of stop caring a little bit. And then one thing leads to another. And the next thing you know, bro, is like, it's all downhill, you know? So
yeah.
That's, you know, that's one of the biggest lessons I learned is just like and I've been doing it, but
sure.
No one has put it in words, you know? And Sean put it in words for me like, yo, just keep going, dog. Just keep going. So
Yeah.
that's one of the big lessons. So how about you?
Man, one of the biggest lessons is find your support group. Like, find that person or individuals, a group of people that will help you keep that goal in mind and in sight, whoever it is, whether it be family members. Shout out to my partner Julia for like putting up with this shit too, right? Like, like having that support system and that group behind you is something that's been beneficial for me to like continue to like just keep on grinding.
Yeah, you gotta have a good team, bro. You gotta have like in my case, man. I got my two brothers, and they've been with me since day one, and everyone else around me, man. Like we got Frankie, he's here at the shop running it now. I mean, since day one we met him, he's been putting nothing but blood, sweat, and tears into this. We've done all kinds of things we can't even talk about on camera. That like, you know what I mean? Like we've been through it, dog. Like, and I feel like whenever you do find somebody like that is willing to take the journey with you, like you got to build with them, you know, because
and take care of them.
Yeah,
and really
they'll take care of you too.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, so it's like a two-way street, you know. Like, take care of those that take care of you, because you know, like it's. I mean, at the end of the day, man, this is like a, you know, it's like playing a game, the game of life. You know, you just, the more people you got around you, the better support system, like you said.
Right.
The farther you're gonna get, you know.
Yeah. You brought up Puff Paint.
Hey,
share with us what that is, man.
Puff Paint, y'all, man. Bro, Puff Paint is huge, dog. Okay, that's a huge brand that it's organically building. I mean, we've done a couple of events. We did one in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We did one in LA. We just did one in San Francisco. I mean, these things are amazing. If you've never been, follow mysterybaking for your next one. We're planning.
What's it about? Like what?
Bro, you gotta like tune in.
Paint the scene for us.
Like, I'll paint the scene for you. So basically, Puff Paint, bro. Like, there's a lot of people that do these puff and paint events.
Okay.
But this is not your regular puff and paint event. You know what I mean? Like, so basically a puff and paint event is like, instead of like drinking wine and painting the canvas, this is smoking and painting the canvas, but it's not a regular, it's unique, bro. Like we have the painting, we have the, you know, the smoking, but we also have entertainment, food, all kinds of things, bro. But one of the biggest things that we have with the Mystery Baking Company is that we're all chefs, you know, so we bring in like a whole ass meal. Like, you're painting, but then you're getting served like a bomb ass medicated meal, like while you're like smoking and painting. It's like a whole experience, bro. That's not, dope. You know what I mean? It's not just like a 10 friends painting. It's like, bro, our last show had 500 people painting at the same time, and like, I mean, it's like a production, dog. You know what I mean? Right.
No, man. And you brought up the food. By the way, that last party you just had, the Comic-Con after party.
Yeah, the CAnnabis Comic-Con after party, man. That was dope, right?
It was fun, man. It was definitely fun. But I want to say one of the highlights of it was the food.
Bro,
that food was so good.
The jambalaya, dog. Bro, like, because, you know, like, we do all kinds of stuff. But, like, whenever you go to events, like, the food was not like cannabis events, right? Like, the food is not really looked at that much.
Yeah.
But with the Mystery Baking Company and us being chefs, like, the food for us is like the first topic. Like, whenever we start planning an event, and we do a lot of events, so follow us on Instagram. But whenever we're planning an event, the first topic is like, what are we serving? That's the first topic.
And that's, you know, and that's a good thing to do, because if you feed them, they'll come. Right? Like, I've done a lot of events, and that's always the first thing. Like, if you feed them, they're gonna come.
Bro, like, think about it. Like, if you do like a quinceañera, right? What is the first thing people are talking about? Like, yo, what's in the plate? You know? What's the menu? Like, people want to know what they're gonna want to eat. So, you know, we like that, bro. We like food a lot. You know, you could tell. You know what I mean? So, you know, we don't hide that. So, food is like a number one thing for us, and us making edibles and creating products for you to make your own edibles at home is only right, bro, to have the right food, you know?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I used to do a lot of cooking events as well. Shout out to to Chef Andrea Drummer, who was actually the one that created CED Connects.
Nice.
And so that's that was another avenue as to how this all came about. So I'm very familiar with like creating like 4 or 5 course meals, all infused, and making sure that it's dosed properly, so that the consumer, whoever's having that meal, is not only going to enjoy the meal but enjoy the experience along with it.
And not only we have whenever we do the food at the event, we have the option. You know, it's not just medicated. Like some people don't want the medicated food, but they still want to enjoy. Like the jambalaya was fire, bro.
It was good.
Shout out to the Hydro Chef, man. He put that menu together and he got down on the jambalaya and it was great, bro. Like it was amazing, bro. You know what I mean?
So as you're talking about these events with food and catering,
For sure.
have you thought of maybe considering getting a license to be able to have a consumption lounge and create these types of events? And what does that look like for you and your team?
Right now, bro, we already working with a couple of consumption lounges. Like here in LA, we're working with the Artistry every Sunday.
Okay.
We have the Mystery Baking medicated brunch, the Infused brunch every Sunday at the Artistry in West Hollywood. And that's been going great, man. We make breakfast every Sunday, infused breakfast every Sunday at the Artistry. So like we love events and we love the whole consumption lounge. We're working with multiple of them. We want to be able to go and do them in other states as well. So, if the opportunity comes and we can obtain our own consumption lounge, man, I'll be trying to apply for that. You know what I mean? Hey, bro. So, I had another question for you. Sid.
Shoot it.
So, in this industry, it's like it's hard for somebody to do it by themselves, and we're talking about the team. For you, how working with partners, how does that work for you, or how have you seen that working for other people?
Working with partners in the sense like within the same company, or collaborating with folks, both. So working with a partner within the company itself, it's like a fucking, for me, my experience, it's like another relationship, right? We're gonna fight, we're gonna argue, we're not gonna see eye to eye on a lot of shit. But what I've learned is not be afraid to have these hard conversations with our partner, because at the end of the day, like, we both have the end game in sight. Yeah. And we both want to be successful in whatever it is we're doing. We just have different ways of coming about that. So being okay with having those hard conversations is important, and that's something that I struggle with a lot. And so I definitely work on that. But I'm vulnerable enough to let my partner know that, this conversation is hard. So if we can't have it in that moment, let's table it and let's sit down and talk about it, sooner rather than later, before, because you can get resentment, like you can resent,
100%.
Whoever it is you're working with. And if you're not comfortable enough to have those hard conversations, it's going to be difficult for you. For sure. You know what I mean? So that's something that at least on the business side of things, is something that I've come to find out real quick, is building those relationships and being in just having that conversation.
And how about working with people outside of your company?
Same, man. Just being transparent and being honest and upfront with stuff, what expectations are and what it looks like.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
You're gonna come back. Thank you. By the way, we're here live at the Butter Store. We're recording this live. The people are still coming in and out. Patients are coming in. We're saying hi to them. Yeah. So don't mind if you hear a little background noise. It's all good, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, with the show too, the show has, brought a lot of folks within my network now.
For sure.
That we've definitely helped. Shout out to Tiana, who's actually here, Queen Mary, that,
Hey, by the way, shout out to Queen Mary, because when we got here today, she was waiting for us. She was like, "You guys running late? Like, what's going on?" I'm ready. She came from far. She was already working since 6 in the morning at another podcast. She wanted to come and see this mess, so I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. And then bring some samples later for the store so we can put you on the shelf,
There you go. You guys heard it here first.
Hey.
You guys heard it here first.
Life.
That's exactly how these meetings go.
Hey, and by the way, too, like anybody out there that has a social equity brand, like come and see me. Come and see me. This is right here like a place for that. So we're trying to get as many of the social equity brands into the shelves here at our store. So if you got a brand, you're out there, you're a social equity brand, or you're just starting a brand, need some help, you want somebody to talk to, pull up to the Butter Store and we will like give you all the information that you need. We do have a manufacturing license. We might be able to help you. Danny has a distribution license. He can distribute your product. Like, let's come and work with us. You know what I mean?
And that's exactly the point, right? Like working, with this show, like it's opened up doors for both, for myself, for whoever I'm working with. Like, as I was going to allude to with like Queen Mary, since the episode, since we've connected, like I've helped her as much as I can to like get her products in whatever spots that it's difficult to get to. Like we're definitely working on towards that, and that's what it's about.
An outlet, right?
And
got an outlet,
and that's what it's about too. Like it's about being able to like help folks along the way. And I've said this to a bunch of folks, like for me, making money up front isn't like the goal. If I can help you make some money right now, I know down the line, later in the future, like my time is gonna come.
No doubt.
And so having that like mentality when I'm working with folks is where I'm at with stuff. You know what I mean? And not everyone has that ideology. Not everyone has that mindset. Because like I said, for me, it's like, if you're making money, I'm going to make money too. Somewhere, if it's not now, it's going to be later.
For sure.
And that's just how I've been operating. And it's been pretty successful for me within the last, it just hit me yesterday. Like, it's been a year now since.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Everyone, come again.
Follow CED Connects. It's been a year since we started the LLC as Rolling Valley Distribution.
Nice.
And so it's been a ride for this first year, man, and it's only moving forward. So yeah,
that's dope, man. I really appreciate that. So, and yeah, man, I want to say thank you for bringing me out here, man, and or coming out to the shop and putting me on the camera.
There you go.
Like I said earlier, this is the first time I ever talk on camera about anything. So I'm like, excited and nervous and, going through the motions.
Can't even tell, bro. Can't even tell you're nervous.
No, I got the butterflies, everything. Yeah,
I can't even tell, man. Well,
I'm going to have to spark this one real quick to just get the nerves calm, bro. You know what I mean?
What are some of the things that we got our listeners and followers and viewers that they can look forward to in the upcoming months?
Bro, I think for the next couple of months, we're going to be trying to put together more cannabis events. So that's definitely like, I come from an event background. I've been doing flyer parties since I was 15, 14 years old. I've done all kinds of events, like from backyard parties to break-in warehouse parties to clubs, raves, hip-hop concerts. And now the cannabis event is really like caught my eye, Yeah. Because the community in the cannabis events is different.
Absolutely.
People there like, bro, like at the last Puff Paint, right? I'll tell you the story real quick. At the last Puff Paint we did in downtown LA, we had, I think, 1,200 people come to it.
Oh, shit.
We had 400 seats. So there's
400 seats and 1,200 people showed up. 500
people couldn't get in, dog. And it was waiting outside in a big old line, right? Like, it was crazy. 3 blocks from there was like a big old riot happening. Like, the cops were beating people up.
What the fuck?
I mean, it was crazy. Helicopters were out. There was a lot of commotion in the city, But, like, in that room, bro, like, everybody just getting medicated, smoking, chilling, making new friends. Bro, I was touched by that. So I got the mic. I went on stage. And I just had to let people know, like, yo, man, like look through the window. Like, look at the cops beating people up. Like, there's a lot going on right now in the world. And look at us right now in the room. Like it felt like a lot of love. There was a lot of love. Like, people were there, like, helping. Because, you know, you had to share the paint. And it was kind of like squeeze. People were, like, passing the plates. I mean, we had Malinali there, which is one of the brands that we carry here. And they had like a Nastic dance going on. There was a lot of culture. And it just felt like real good, you know?
Right.
And so like cannabis does that, you know? It brings people together. So I want to do more of that. Like, so I think the next couple of months, we're going to be trying to like get our community together more, you know? Different types of events, dinners, the consumption lounge parties, any event that, I mean, we're going to try to do everything, you know?
Yeah.
So that's, I think, what's coming up next for us.
That's dope. And where can they find out more about these events and when they're coming?
Mystery.baking on Instagram, mysterybaking.com, and mysterybaking.com/events. We put up all our events right there. And then we're doing like the pop-ups, you know, like this weekend coming up, we're going to be at Emerald Cup.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? The Emerald Ball. So
yeah,
we're just trying to
E40.
we're just trying to be as many events as we can to like reach out, network, you know, make friends, and you know, just be out there more, you know.
Yeah. And the last project you got is that Talking Flamingo.
Hey, hello.
Talking Flamingo.
But, you know, I got inspired by the CED Connects, man. I started my own podcast.
There you go.
Talking Flamingo. Woo. Hey, let's run that back.
There you
run
go.
that back, dog. No, I'm just kidding. Man, I'm just having fun, bro. Like I want to,
as you should,
you know,
man.
I want to network. I want to meet people. I want to make friends. I want to, you know, I'm out here like, we don't know how long we're out here for. So like, let's just connect. You know what I mean? Like, let's CED Connect, dog.
That's dope, man.
You know what I mean?
You got any last shout outs you want to make before we close out?
Hold on, bro. I got a list.
There you go. There you go.
I want to shout out my team. Brian, Chris, Frankie, Herminio, Bo, Patrick, my sister, Flor, Rosie. I want to shout out my inner circle because, you know, we always like, you know, when we're behind the kitchen or behind the counter, we're back, you know, we're always in the back, you know? So like, right. I want to give a shout out to them because, you know, like it seems like I'm going to be the face, I guess, is what's happening now, but it's I also got to bring them with me, you know, because they've been with me since day one. So I appreciate them a lot. I want to give a shout out to the Hydro Chef for putting down in the kitchen with us. All the brands that have been supporting us. You know, I want to give a shout out to you for putting me on. You know, to your boy with the camera in the back. I see you.
There you go, Steve.
You know what I mean? Woo. Just, you know, I appreciate everybody, man, and follow us. And if anybody else wants your boy at your podcast, holla at me. Let's go.
There you go. You guys heard it here, man. And as always, with on my end, shout out my girls, Dalia, Rosie, Faith. I love you, girls. And yeah, man. Any last thoughts,
bro? I think, like, you know, I'll say one thing, bro. A lot of people always ask me, dog, like, what's the mystery behind mystery baking and what's the mystery? What's the mystery? Bro, I think the mystery of this whole thing is love. Because with love, bro, you can conquer anything. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like with love, you can give. With love, you can receive. With love, you can build. So, you know what I mean? Like, I've been thinking about that lately. So I feel like the mystery in the mystery baking is love, dog.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, that was dope. That's a great way to close that shit, man.
Appreciate you, dog.
There you go. And with that being said, guys, we're out.
Yay.
Danny. Jenny Polanco. Shout out Danny. Scooby. Danny Polanco. Steven. Oh, that's 50. Steven.
What do you guys think?
We love you, Steven.